Hello and welcome to the G27 Road Warrior with me, Movie Scout 007, where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2 on a Logitech G27 gaming wheel and my crappy laptop. So, if you were with us on the last journey, you'll know that we took a Renault Magnum from Denmark to Sweden. We reached level 7, which means that we have a skill point to apply. So let's go and do that right now. Let's click on skill points. Now you know how this works if you've watched enough of these. I'm going to do these in order, which is not the way I would do it in my private profile. Obviously I'd concentrate on things like high value cargo and long distances and fragile. But we're gonna apply this stuff evenly. So we've got so far 6 skill points, 1 in each ADR, long distance, high value, fragile, just in time, and eco driving. So we're back to the beginning. So we're going to put class 2 as our next next skill point. Sorry, English is failing me today, as is my mouth. So class 2 is gases. Flammable gases like acetylene and hydrogen, non-flammable gases like cryogenic gases and liquids such as nitrogen or neon, poisonous gases that may cause death or injury if inhaled like fluorine, chlorine, hydrogen, cyanide. So those are the 3 classes of gases that we're able to deliver as a class 2 for class 2. So we just click on that. It works differently with ADR for some reason. You don't get the plus. So we're going to apply that. So that's boom. That's going to be our. I tell you what would be nice. What would be nice is if as you got the gas ones, the little plate appeared on the front of your lorry. Just saying. But obviously, I mean, that's like a finicky little sort of aesthetic desire, not a reality. And obviously, those things only get stuck to your vehicle when you're actually delivering them. So we've driven both of the Renaults. So it's time to visit Scania. So let's make sure that we've got Scania selected. So, Kiel to Linköping for £10,000. It's a white Scania Streamline top line. And I think that's what we're going to do. So, our journey, we're still in Scandinavia. This time we're going from Germany. Kiel is probably the northernmost. It is the northernmost city that you can drive from. We've already been to Kiel, but we haven't been to Linköping. So Linköping's a new city to discover. You can see we're doing well when it comes to the discovered cities in Scandinavia. You can see, look at all those beautiful cities in Finland that we've not been to yet. And you can see Estonia is listed on the map. So those are see these 3 countries here? Those 3 countries are going to be part of one of the future SCS updates. Estonia, Lithuania, and I can't remember the third. That's embarrassing. Oh, I did say, actually, 2 videos ago that I would tell you how to pronounce the city that we visited in Finland, and I completely forgot to do it in the last video. It's Hämeenlinna. Hämeenlinna is how you pronounced the city in Finland that we went to. So we are taking our Scania, Streamline top line, and we're sticking to Scandinavia. And we're going from Kiel in Germany to Linköping, which is in Sweden, which is where we're going to do. So let's get our traditional picture. Obviously, the longer you do, the longer the journeys are that you do, the less likely you are to be able to get this image with the cities, and I probably would tend then to focus on the destination. So we're going to take the job. We're going to go from Kiel to Linköping. So this gear, we've got two Scanias to try. The Streamline or Top Line, and actually three. The Highway and also the regular R's. So we've got 4 more journeys, because we've also got the older of the Volvos to try out as well. And there are 4 more journeys before we buy our next truck, so that's probably another £40,000. Okay. And that's the view that you will be most familiar with probably if you watch YouTube videos, because most YouTube ETS tours prefer the Scania. So this cockpit will be no surprise to many of you. So I've forgotten what it is that we're taking. Let's have a quick look. We're taking low bed semi-trailers. Interesting. So we're using a trailer to deliver trailers. Right, so it's quite quiet. This one's quite quiet, and I'm not keen on that. There's not really a great deal I can do about it. So yes, obviously the fuel gauge is nice and big on the Scania, which is one of the things I actually really like about it. You can look at the dash and see how little fuel or much fuel you've got, and that's fine. Okay, we've got quite a low speed limit, and we are kicking the crap out of it. So let's rein it back in. There we are. Right, we've got a left turn here. Hey, I wonder if we'll be able to get that achievement today. We made progress towards 2 achievements with the last journey. I obviously didn't have time to see what they were before they disappeared off the screen, and I'm doing. You watched the last video last week, but I made that journey in my. I finished that journey 5 minutes ago. For me, it was 5 minutes. For you, it was 7 days. I won't be able to see what it was until I check the recording out when I move it from. Oh crikey, it's getting on my side of the road. When I move it from the hard drive that's connected to my capture device onto the hard drive that's connected to my computer. Obviously, I can't do that while I'm driving, because I'm using the same computer to edit as I am to drive, and that doesn't happen. Simultaneously. This thing, bless it, can only do one thing at a time, and so I'm not going to push it to do anything more than that. This guy's going very slowly, so we're going to overtake him. Whoa, way too fast. And we don't need the indicators anymore. But yes, it's got a very much more grunty sound than the other trucks I've driven so far. I can appreciate why people. Well, yeah. It's not wowing me in terms of taking me away from the Volvo. I like the Volvo dash layout. Apologies for the stuttering, as I said, this is a crappy laptop, so I've got a left turn coming up here, which I need to slow down for. Now my driving's a little erratic, so if they had a lot of traffic around me, I would imagine I'd be wearing the front of another vehicle by now. Oh, we've got rain coming. Let's get the wipers on. Oh, I do love having the buttons there on the steering wheel. Ah, yes, wonderful. Oops, still indicating that's I might do a keyboard journey after this, because I haven't done a keyboard journey in a while, and I had a backlog, but I've not got around. I need to edit a bunch of them. I think I've got 2 or 3 sat there unedited, waiting to be edited. I've not got round to them. But the reason I've driven a lot of the G27 ones recently is because I edited them and then put them straight up, and so I didn't have a backlog to put up. Wait. Why are you going so slow, Mr. Mini? I've got a turn coming up. See, the thing is, if I attempted to overtake him, what would happen is partway through the overtake he would just zip by me, and so I'm gaining nothing. But there we go, he's off. It's a little irritating it takes them so long to get speed up, because it kills your momentum. And he's off. Like a race car. Oh yeah, I did have the high beams on. I could have looked at the dash. There's the little blue light by the rev counter. Let's ease off, because we've got we are kicking the crap out of the speed limit. Right, there's Burger Ferment, which never lights up, no matter how many times you drive through it. That's a, oh, crikey, sorry, apologies for the noise. I just battered the microphone trying to move the headphone socket. One of the problems with these headphones is they're meant for ears that are smaller, and they press my ears against my head, which hurts. But you live with what you can afford. And if I'm honest, a better computer is a higher priority than a better set of headphones. Nearly damaged the load there. Right, so we're going to take a ferry journey from Puttgarden. Puttgarden? Where the hell's Puttgarden? So let's get ourselves on this boat. Being very careful not to speed over those ramps, because you can end up damaging the truck and the load. I've done that before now. In fact, I think I've done that on a Keyboard Road Warrior journey. Alright. So, Puttgarden and Torup. Where are these place names coming from? These are new. These are new. Okay. £232 for a 45-minute journey. We ain't going to get any rest. But, wow, it's misty. Look at the mist. That's quite good. And wind wipers back on. Whoa. Did you see that? That was bouncy. That was very bouncy. Right, where are we going? Oh, this mist is amazing. It's really good. I mean, it's frightening. It's as dangerous as mist in the real world because you can't see a damn thing. I couldn't see that roundabout coming up. So far, I've avoided a fine of any description, so I want to keep that going because we want to keep. Oh, I find if it's in the wrong, if you don't press the clutch enough and put it in gear, it dumps it into neutral or leaves it in the old gear. If you then just dip the clutch, it goes and then finds the gear that the gear stick is in, so you don't actually need to move the gear stick again. Right, let's take it easy with the right pedal because we're at the speed limit. We don't want to go any faster. Oh, yeah, we've still got rain, which is not good. Look at the shadows, those beautiful frightening shadows of the tree line as the road signs come in, and the wind turbines you can see in the left hand side, left hand top corner. We don't need the wipers while we're in the tunnel. We're going a little bit fast. I'm determined to get this bleeding achievement out of the way so that I can drive like a lunatic from now on. Let's get over. Oh no, let's not get over. That was good. That was a good call. So we've got 9 hours of journey left. So this looks like a shorter journey than, or a similar journey to the one we did last from to my brain has gone to mush. From Norway to Sweden. Kalmar was the destination. Can't remember the origin point. And I only completed the journey 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago. That's embarrassing. I'm getting old. Your hairline starts to recede, and your brain cells follow it. So, I recently finished watching the last of the 8th series of Doctor Who, which is the first one that had Peter Capaldi. I say 8th series; it's not really. It's the 8th series of the reboot. They rebooted it in 2005. Christopher Eccleston did a year as Doctor Who, and then was replaced by David Tennant. He did. It's a real shame. I was thoroughly enjoying. Oh dear, that's not good. Lots of skipping and stuttering. I was really enjoying Christopher Eccleston's Doctor Who, but he decided he didn't want to be typecast. I don't know who goes into a long-running serial like that, thinking that 1 year they'll be able to do 1 year without a fuss. But he was a very good Doctor Who, and I was enjoying his Doctor. But he decided, as is his wont, Christopher does flit like a butterfly from thing to thing. He was in Heroes for one series and decided he'd had enough. And then David Tennant went from 2005 to 2010, so he did 5 years. I think you ask most people, he's their favourite of the reboot. Then Matt Smith took over from Tennant, and he did 10 to the end of 2013. So he did 3-4 years, and then this year it was Peter Capaldi, and we don't know how long that Capaldi's going to do it for, but I imagine, I squeezed someone out. I didn't get a fine though, and I didn't do any damage to the load because I think we'd have heard about it. I think we can turn the wipers off now. And let's watch the speed. I'm about to go through Copenhagen, which I would imagine we'll probably discover by virtue of the fact that we're close to it. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Yes, Capaldi's first year has been interesting. His performance has been a bit of a mixed bag. Serious, funny, fun, a bit, I don't know. It's not the most successful first year, and I think that has probably got to go to Tennant, because Eccleston had rebooted the series, and the series had become immediately popular. Tennant actually made it incredibly popular. David Tennant and Matt Smith are probably the reason that it's as popular in America, in the United States, as it is. Whoa, easy. I can go a bit faster. And that's good, because the Americans being interested in a British series tends to make sure that it makes money. It's shown on BBC America, which is BBC's US cable channel, which it's a good thing. Doctor Who is one of those things they can't copy without infringing a whole bunch of copyright restrictions. One of the American networks, I think CBS, decided they wanted to buy the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock, and the BBC said, well, no, we're on the BBC America, that's where we broadcast Sherlock. So they went ahead and made their own version, called it Elementary. Now, I enjoy it, it's great fun, but if I had to choose between the Benedict Cumberbatch version and the Johnny Lee Miller version, I would choose the Benedict Cumberbatch version. It's set in England for a start, which I prefer. It's set on Baker Street, which is the home of Sherlock Holmes. But given that we live in the world we live in, I can watch both versions quite happily without, and I enjoy both versions. As I said, though, if I had to choose between them, I'd choose the English-based one, the London-based one. They can't do that with Doctor Who, because Doctor Who is a complete invention of the BBC. A guy called Sydney something or other. Sydney Green? No, I can't. I'm going to struggle to remember his name. A Canadian guy that ran the BBC for a little while. And then it was fostered through its birth process by a young English lady called Verity Lambert. And they are responsible for Doctor Who being what Doctor Who is today. Press the wrong button there. Press the parking brake button for some reason. So yes, I've enjoyed it. They're precursoring the Doctor being female by having a female master, which worries me a little. I don't think there's any reason why Doctor Who couldn't be a woman, but I think there's a very good reason for keeping him as a man. And I may have mentioned this already somewhere, I forget now. Oh, actually no, I don't want to be there, I want to be there. Boys in the UK have just one male role model for whom violence is not the norm, for whom victory is exploration and discovery, not conquering, not killing people. And that role model is the Doctor in Doctor Who. And I think if you take that role model from boys away, I think you do more damage than you do to women by not having a female Doctor. You want to, there are many ways that women can generate role models, but they think they should generate their own models. I think it's as daft to make the Doctor a female as it is to make James Bond female. There's no reason why either of them can't be. I just think there are plenty of reasons why they shouldn't be. I really do not know why everyone's travelling so damn slow. Well, that was a little bit Lewis Hamilton, a little bit Jensen Button there, but stuff it. Everyone's travelling so damn slow. Speed limit's 50. I'm doing 55, but still. Well, this guy's is powering onto this road, and then he's just gonna slow down right in front of me. I can see it now. So we've got quite a wide load. You can see the bits of the load hanging over the edge. Especially if you look in the right mirror that's in the top right hand corner of the screen. Right, how am I doing for petrol? Let's see. I've got 6 hours before I've got to rest, and this job is 6 hours. Yeah, I'm fine. 20 hours remaining. But how am I doing for fuel? Let's pick up some fuel, because you never know. And I don't pay for fuel, so... Forgetting all the buttons there. I was pressing the enter key. I haven't got it. The enter key for me is one of the buttons on the gearbox. One of the 4 red buttons on my gearbox. Alright, thanks for engine on. And parking brake off, and let's go. Let's rock. So, I prefer the mirror layout on this Scania than I had on the Renault. The Renault with the blind spot mirror was just in the wrong place. It shouldn't be It shouldn't be so low. They're still in the wrong place in that it's on the blind spot's on the top, and I'd rather it was on the bottom. But at least then the whole mirror assembly is a bit higher, or I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. But I think. Oh, sorry, I bashed the microphone again. I think the big mirror's more centrally located. Actually, no, I'm having doubts about that now. But anyway, I'm seeing it. It's more in line with the centre. It feels more in line with the centre of my vision, which is where I'm looking at the road in front, and then I just flick my eyes to the left to look at the mirror. So we're beating the speed limit again. But keep noticing. I'll keep avoiding. Hopefully, I'll notice without. Right, I got a right turn here. Yeah, let's chuck it in 9th. Okay. Doing 50, which is good, because that's what the speed limit is. We're heading towards Linköping. Okay, I'm still driving this offline. I'm still not driving the full 1.14 update because obviously today when I'm driving this, they won't have ProMods won't have corrected the conflicts between 1.14 and their 1.7. So what will happen is they will probably release a 1.8, which, as I said in the previous video, they are saying they will put 4 Italian cities in, which is excellent. They at 1.07 sorry, and then 1.71 and 7.2 added a whole bunch of cities in Finland, one of which we visited. Also, the 1.13, which we looked at, which they gave us last, which CS gave us last, added 3 cities in the south of the map. They added one in Italy, one in Hungary, and one in oh crikey, I don't know now. Not Germany, Austria, I think it might have been. So that's always good. Every new city you can add, everything that expands the map is always good. Having the full range of European cities in this Euro Truck Simulator 2 will be brilliant. Still no news on American Truck Simulator, but again, I will get that because I want to drive around American truck. Won't be in an American truck though. They are pushing a Volvo, their VNL, which I'm very, very pleased about. It'll still have a big nose. It won't be a cab over, but there'll be a European truck for me to drive. And as a European, I don't hate the American trucks. I don't think they look particularly pretty. I think the big nose on the front's ugly as hell. But the Volvo is the least ugly of all of them, and I'd rather drive, as a European, I'd rather drive a truck in the same way that an American would rather drive an American truck. And in fact, most Americans that drive Euro Truck Simulator 2 drive a mod, an American truck mod, either a Peterbilt or a Kenworth, in this game, because they want to drive an American truck. It's a silly decision for this, but given how tight some of the corners are and how difficult it is to drive a big-nosed truck in Europe, which is why you don't see many of them. But that's their decision. They want to drive an American truck and the European Truck Simulator 2, because there isn't an American Truck Simulator at the moment. There will be though. It's rumored that they're going to start with 4 states. They're going to start with California, which is huge, Nevada, Colorado, and one other whose name escapes me at the moment. I don't think it'll be Washington State. Might be Oregon. Their aim is to have all of the American states. They're going to have every major city in each American state. So in California, that would be things like San Francisco, LA, San Diego, Santa Monica, Hollywood. So Sacramento, I would have thought, given that Sacramento is the state capital for California. So that's, that's good. Oh, I'm weaving. That's because I'm trying to look at the clock. See what time it is. So I'm doing well. I have managed to avoid a fine. I've managed to avoid crashing. I will almost certainly not be late, given that I should be able to deliver in 3.5 hours, and I've got just under 5 hours to do it. So if I can avoid crashing into anyone, if I can avoid a speed fine, if I can avoid a lane changing fine, I think it's going to be daylight for the rest of the journey, so I'm not going to get the fine for the penalty for driving at night without the lights. So But we all know, if you've watched enough of these videos, you know that I can drive perfectly for 90% of the journey, and then I get to the outskirts of the town I'm delivering to and completely arse it up. So I'm not, but I am trying to keep that speed in check, because it's one of those annoying achievements that's difficult to achieve because it relies on a whole bunch of stuff. Plus, I'm relying on the AI not to crash into me. I wonder. Actually, there's a possibility I might get another achievement, because I think there's one for 5 journeys in a row. I forget now. And we did contribute. I think it was careerist. Although it did say 3. I might not get that achievement until the next journey, which will not be today, and it won't. It might be next week for you guys. It won't be. It'll be more than that for me, because I've got 3 of these to put up now. 4 of these to put up now. Sorry, I've got 4 journeys banked, which I need to edit. I've edited one of them. I've created the YouTube, the high def file for YouTube. I just need to upload it to YouTube, but I couldn't do that while I was playing, because I can't upload and play this game at the same time. The computer just will not have it. So hopefully we should be getting on the road to Linköping now. And we're okay. I've been in 7th gear for a long time when I could have been in 11th. That's Linköping, not Linköping. That confused the hell out of me there for a second. I saw ping and then I saw 2.5 hours, but I see it. Right, so we've got a 50 mile an hour speed limit. We're nowhere near 50 miles an hour, so to my relief, I'm going to get over, because I don't want to turn left, I want to go straight across. I wonder how much of the road I've discovered by now. I think it's probably like 3 or 4%. Maybe 2%. But this is journey 11, I think. 9? It might be 10 actually. This might be journey 10. And so I'm 10% of where I am on the keyboard road warrior, because it's less than 10%, sorry. I've driven, I think, 103 journeys. There are only 99 online at the moment, because I've been struggling to do something special with Journey 100, given that Journey 100 was the first journey in the United Kingdom. I did the Journey 100 to do it, so it would be the first one. But obviously I still had a huge 3-month backlog of videos to get through for the keyboard road warrior before I could upload it. So this is journey 10, I think, on the this is journey 10 on the G27 road warrior. And this will journey 8 will probably go up before journey of G27 will probably go up before journey 100. Just because of the backlog, and also because I'm trying to do something special with Journey 100. I'm trying to have a special intro. And I missed the opportunity to visit a petrol station. But we're doing alright so far. Actually, we're way over the speed limit though. It's 50. Let's get over. Let's get down to the right speed limit. And so the 2 things that we did wrong in the last journey was we were caught speeding, and we drove a little bit too much on the wrong side of the road. I think it was where we were sort of going around tight roads. We kept swerving into the opposite lane to sort of straighten the road out like a racing car does. And then finally, when we crossed the carriageways to get into the garage that was on the other side of the road, it almost tipped us over into it. And then finally, when we left the garage, that was enough distance cumulatively for the game to go, no, you spent far too long on the wrong side of the road. But at that point, we'd already had the speeding fine, so I wasn't worried. I wasn't too worried about that. It was still speeding. It was still speeding. I clearly got a lead foot. .49's fine. It's just 1 mile an hour underneath the speed limit. We're in gear 11, so that's fine. One day I will work out how to do the split. I'm thinking what I might do is I might move a couple of my buttons around, and I might have the split from 1 to 6 and then 7 to 12. I might have a button on the keyboard, which on the steering wheel, which I press, and then it allows me to go into first, which will then become 7th. But it's complicated. You have to wrap your head around it. You have to remember when you come to a standstill to press the button to remind the gearbox that to tell the gearbox, sorry, that you're going down the splits. Two jet planes. I seem to remember those things just hovered. I think that ProMods have sorted that out, because I don't think they put the plinth in properly. Okay, do I need to go over, or am I alright? I think I'm alright, actually. Yeah, I'm okay. So we're now 35 minutes away, which means we're definitely on the final stretch, the last little bit before we get to Linköping, and then we can enjoy my appalling driving once more. Oh no, it's the IKEA. It's an IKEA. I've got a horrible feeling that that's the IKEA that's got the dreadful concrete things. Nightmare. This is going to take a while. I'm going to have to do it very carefully because I don't want to bash the load. Bashing the load will get rid of all the hard work that I've done in this journey up to now. So it might take me a while to think about how to do this. I got an immediate right turn. Do you see the Saab sign? If you look at the GPS on the top left of the GPS, you see the word Saab. So I mean this dash layout's been fine. It's not annoyed me, so I could live with this. I could live with a Scania. It just wouldn't be my first choice. I much prefer the dash layout for the Volvo. Much prefer. So we've got a 31 mile an hour speed limit now. So let's keep to that. So we've discovered Linköping. Okay, we've got a right turn coming up. Yeah, I thought so. That truck is taking his sweet time, and because he took his sweet time, we got lumbered with waiting at the red. So slowly discovering Scandinavia, it would seem that the game prefers to send us to Scandinavia. That's fine. That's fine, I don't mind that. Oh, thankfully it's not the IKEA. That's a relief, because I hate the IKEA drop-offs. They're a little bit of a nightmare. So let's I think this one is the relatively straightforward one. One that should be relatively straightforward, that I always seem to have a little bit of a problem with, where you can sort of angle the lorry. If you're careful, you can sort of angle the lorry and get it most of the way into the right position before you start reversing. So let's see if I've got this right. And hopefully we should be able to start easing out of this. Well, a bit more than easing. Yeah, I've asked it up a little bit. So we should be okay. I think we might be alright, you know. I think this might be good. I think this might be good. I think I might be getting the hang of it. Well, I wouldn't say getting the hang of it, because... Oh no, do you know what? Oh, I spoke too soon. I got it on an angle and then I never really recovered it. Might be alright now. There we go. Yep, there we go. We're good. Right, so parking brake on, engine off. Career is 2 out of 5. Boom. Wonder why only 2 out of 5. And I didn't get the I must have done something wrong not to get that other achievement. I don't know what. So excellent, which is good. Driven distance 454 miles, time taken 4 hours and 41 minutes, fuel consumed 324.5 litres, got a base reward of £8,806 and 731 XP. We've got a proficiency bonus for level 7 of £924, long distance delivery bonus for skill rank 1 of £426 and 182 XP, and a high value cargo bonus for skill rank 1 of £426 and 131 XP, and we got that parking bonus of 45 XP, which gives us a total of £10,581, and it gave us 1089 XP, and as predicted at the end of last video, we made it to level 8, so, and I did say it's still enthusiast. So the G27 career has a lifetime experience of 7,794 XP, and our new target for level 9 is 9,000 XP. We've driven our first Scania in the game. It wasn't too bad. I didn't completely hate it. And in fact, the fact that I didn't notice the dash much meant that it did its job. So thank you very much for watching this, whether you watched a minute or the whole thing. And until if you've got any friends that like this kind of thing, don't hesitate to mention it to them. If you haven't already subscribed and you feel like you could, then please do. And if you like this video, please click that thumbs up button. And until I see you in the next video, I'll see you on the road.